So we've just lit the smoker and put a layer of wet grass on the top, just so the smoke doesn't come out hot. Give them all a little bit of a berth. What we do, we take a queen catcher with us just in case, and the green pen. A bit closer. And we don't have to check the bottom of that because we've got a queen excluder on. Put a bit of smoke onto these gills. Now, of course, this is brood and a half, so we would expect to see brood cells in this super. Take one frame out just to give us a bit of space. And they're just pulling out onto the third frame from the edge. Look at all that lovely honey. It's all honey there. The next one is all honey. The next one is all honey. Now we're getting onto a brood nest. There we go, brood. I can't remember if I actually marked the queen in this one or not. I will have a good look. If the bottom box is as packed as what this super box is, then we've got a lot of bees in here. Now I've got some play cups there, what we'd call play cups, but they're charged. As you can see there, I don't know if the camera will pick that up. We've got one, we've got two. So a very nice small bee. So we need to remember that one's got 2 charged queen cells on it, which is 5th from this end. There's our queen, and she is marked green for last year. And there we've got our queen. Now I don't need to mark her, of course, but it just means that I can now go through this box a lot easier, knowing that the queen is safe. So we know we've got 2 swarm cells on the 5th frame. So we've got a lot of bees in this bottom brood box, and we've got a lot of drone brood. Lots of drone brood. So these bees really did want to swarm. That's when the queen decides. Oh, nearly drops it. Not a lot happening on that one. We've got lots of worker brood on this. Lots of new worker brood. Lots of larvae. Lots of young larvae. So the queen's still laying down the bottom as well. Lots of worker brood. But I'm now going to go down to the van and get a nuke. But what they will have is those 2 primed cells. So I'm going to take the next one. I think the next frame's got a lot more honey on it. No brood. That is what we want. Now the trouble is, only just going to fit, so we will leave it out to the last minute before we put it in there. So we've seen 2 cells that are both primed but not capped. We've caught our queen. We're going to put a shed load of bees into this box with all brand new wax and 1 frame of food. We're going to put our queen in there, put the lid on and leave that on the roof of this hive. All the flying bees that come out of this box will return to this hive. Their new queens will hatch out. This will continue to be the main colony, and this lot will go on to make a new nuke on national frames rather than national hybrid. So that's the plan. Let's have some of these. So you never have to worry about going over the top with the bees. because a lot of them do fly back. Just for those who haven't seen what an artificial swarm looks like, there you go. We've put lots of bees in there. All the bees are over this cage because the queen's in there. So we now open her up. And we want to let her go. Here she is on the side. She's now in the bottom of the box. So this is our artificial swarm. I'm going to drop the camera in there. Okay, there's no frames of brood in there, because when they swarm they don't take brood with them. All there is fresh wax for the bees to start building. And of course we do give them some food, so they've got basically a frame of food, and that is it. That is an artificial swarm. So we'll get rid of these, we'll go back in. We don't want to squash any if we can help it. Centralise the roof. That is now what we would class as a nuke of bees. Their loop is on top. So, just to recap what we've done, we've taken the marked queen, last year's queen, out of this hive. We've put her into an artificial swarm because there was 2 charged queen cells in the hive. If they was to fail to hatch, there's enough eggs and larvae, etc., for the bees to build more. So they will build more now that the queen's not in there, and they could possibly still swarm, but hopefully not. And then of course this will go on to be a nuke of national. Okay, so I've inspected one hive. I'm going to have to come back and inspect this hive, because even though the smoker is now smoking, it's literally got probably about 5 minutes worth of fuel left, and this is going to take me a good 20 minutes, half hour to go through all of this, and I'm going to need smoke on it because these are very angry bees at the moment. I just tried lift. Whilst I'm here, I'm going to put up those 2 swarm magnets that I made, just on the off chance that these bees do swarm. I'll just have to find somewhere for the second one to go. So we have a lot of fruit trees in bloom. I'll put the other magnet, and I believe that's an apple tree, just there. It's not guaranteed that they're going to come straight out the hive and go to the first one they see. So far so good.